And welcome to another episode of the Nindie Focus podcast. My name is Roger. Along with me are my co-hosts Phil.
Hello.
And Mike.
Hello.
And Jordan.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. And we have a lot to talk about today. We have a couple games that we'll be talking about. Some new games, in fact. I have been playing a couple new indie games on the Switch, and then of course we have our switching on the budget game, which will be a interesting chat for sure. That's Real Heroes Firefighters. We'll have that discussion. Before we get into all that though, listeners, if you do like what you hear, I'm just going to plug this. Give us a review on Google Play, on iTunes, on Podchaser. And we'd love to hear what you have to say about the show, and we would read your reviews on the air as well. So I'll keep the links in the show notes so you can click there and get to those places and leave us reviews. We really appreciate it. It helps us grow the show. It helps us grow as human beings as well, because your feedback is important. Anyway, all right, let's go on into games that we're currently playing. Phil, we'll start with you. What games are you currently playing?
I actually played games this week, guys.
Holy cow.
Games that I haven't even played before, aside from Real Heroes Firefighter.
Did you play any more Did you play any more Super Blood Hockey though?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
That got a pause this week, but I did check out a little bit of Manual Samuel.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, is genuinely super funny and made me laugh out loud more than once. And my girlfriend was chuckling at it as I was playing it. I only put about 30 quick minutes into it, but so far I'm loving it. It's got sick, morbid, twisted humor. It's a little on the raunchy side, but the graphics in it are absolutely amazing. And there's a lot of stuff going on even in the background that you kind of like set in motion from what I've seen so far. And forgetting to breathe and forgetting to blink and things like that, all have got different effects on your body, including because there's a narrator throughout the entire thing, and he just kind of makes fun of you for being really stupid sometimes. Like, and down goes Samuel again because he forgot to breathe.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Link again, trying to Samuel,
and like trying to drink hot coffee. And it's so far I've really enjoyed my time with that.
Did you get to the driving the car part yet?
That's exactly where I quit. Was about to start driving the car.
Okay,
taking a shower was enough of a chore. I can't wait to drive the car.
I will say driving the car, because it's a stick shift car too. Oh,
of course it is.
Like that was the heart. That was like, I can't wait for you to play that, because then you have to dodge people. It's great. And
good.
Death is riding shotgun. It's great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to putting more time into this game.
Did you play multiplayer?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if my girlfriend's coordinated enough to do that. Like, she's not a huge gamer, so it's, I might be able to talk her into it.
Well, I think that's what would make it even more fun, is the fact that she's not much of a gamer. I think that would even be more fun.
Depends on how it's broken down. Like, if one person's controlling the left side of the body and one person's controlling the right.
That's how it works.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just going to result in Samuel being in the splits the entire time. And passing out due to either inhaling too much or exhaling too much, depending on which side of the controller they've got. Poor guy.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
it could be pretty fun. That might be stream worthy.
Nice. Anything else?
Yeah, I've also checked out a game. I saw something about it somewhere. Clearly, I don't know where, but it's called The Framed Collection. It's normally a $10 game. I don't know how old it is or anything like that, but the concept of it was very, very intriguing to me, and I'm super happy that I spent the $3 on it. And I almost wish that I would have held off on this until it was my next turn to pick again, because I am really, really enjoying this game. It's a puzzle game, but you have to rearrange the panels of a comic book basically to make it to the end of it, and depending on which panel is where has different effects on everything. And it's got that like 40s kind of noir vibe to it, like spy type of a thing. So you're trying to elude cops and things, or not in things, but cops, and getting away. And if you don't rearrange the panels right, you'll either get arrested, you'll fall to your death, things of that nature. It introduces it easily enough, like the mechanic of it being, it'll show like a picture of your guy, and then there's a picture of a lighter and a cigarette. So then you have to put the cigarette in front of the lighter, because it's going to play out like a comic book where you have to flick the lighter before you can light the cigarette. And then the next panel, you're like going down a hallway, and there's 2 different turns or so that you can take, and it's only like another 3-panel puzzle where you've got to rearrange just 3 different panels so that way you avoid the cops by going down different doorways. And I've gotten to where you almost have to like pay attention to what color the walls are, because if it's a red wall and a blue wall, if you go around the corner of the blue wall into a red wall, your next panel is going to have to be a red wall, or it's going to interact with the red wall is. So if there's a cop there, it's going to mess everything up. It's super creative, very stylish, and the animation, it almost reminds me of Out of This World, if you will.
Sold.
No. Okay.
But it's
what is it called again?
That's just the animation. It's called Framed. I put about 45 minutes into it, and it's mentally challenging, but it's not super frustrating yet. But the entire vibe of the game is awesome. I'm really glad that I threw it on my wish list. And I mean, if nothing else, I recommend checking out a video and seeing what it looks like, because I think like the graphic style will blow you away.
And so is this a collection of games? Because I thought you said like the Framed collection, or no?
Yeah, apparently there's 2 of them. That are on there.
That's awesome.
Then, like, as you mess up as well, you can go back and rewind to go back to the beginning and like rearrange your puzzle pieces, and you can do it on the fly too. If you see something looks like it's not going to work out very well, you can kind of like shift the puzzle pieces around. You can pause to rearrange things. There's no like limited deaths that I can tell. It's I want to play more of this game just to see how it all plays out. I'm sure you either get captured or get away, but
oh yeah, I'm looking at the screenshots now. I remember when this first was coming out, and I thought it looked really cool, and then it's been off my radar this entire time. But it's only
on sale right now for like $3 or $4. Yeah,
wow.
It's well worth messing around with it.
I'll have to pick that up.
I'm definitely going to pick that up.
I never heard of this game. How did you hear about this game, Phil?
I don't know, man. I was probably scrolling through Twitter and I saw something posted on it. I was just like, oh, that looks super cool. Like on Cheap Gamer. Can I say that? Yeah, whatever. They post different deals for all the different systems or something. I saw it. I'm just like, well, that's intriguing looking. So I looked up the trailer on it, and I was like, okay, I'm adding this to my wish list because it was $10. I'm like, I don't know if I want to take a $10 risk on something like this. And from what I played so far, I wish I would have given full price for the game.
Wow.
Well, I'm downloading it right now.
Yeah,
Wow.
I get it too, honestly.
I am too. I mean,
You had me at Out of This World.
well,
That's what the animation style looks like. It's very fluid looking.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm a big sucker for animation, for very smooth animation. So
Okay, you're a big sucker for
Don't make me come over there.
that game. Though you had me at everything but that animation, but I'll check it out. Cool.
Like I said, at
there.
least watch a trailer and see if it like appeals.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to be careful right now since there is a new indie sale going on right now, and there's a lot of very cheap games that I've really good ones do, like Transistors $3, Bastion's $2.25. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I may be spending a lot of money this week.
Yeah. I should have started off the whole show with that. We can circle back to that in the indie world announcement, I guess, right? That was on Nintendo. So we can circle around with that after we're done talking about our games that we're currently playing. So anything else, Phil?
Nope, that's all I really played were those 3 games.
Nice. Mike, what about you?
So I played one game, and the game is called Wordify.
Oh.
And it's brand new. It's got one of those deals where the game just released and you get a good discount on it. So I got it for like 67 cents.
That's a really good deal.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, no, it's not.
Uh-oh.
I was watching a video of it, and I'm like, oh, this is a really good concept. It's essentially, it mixes a jigsaw puzzle. Wait, not jigsaw puzzle. I'm sorry, crossword puzzle with a jumble. So it's got the letters and it's got the crossword, but it doesn't give you any hints. So you using the letters that they give you, you have to figure out the words that go into the crossword puzzle.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the only way you could do the words is the letters. You have to draw a line in between the letters.
Okay.
So I don't know, like Boggle or something like that. They have to like connect to each other. Great game and concept. This game would be fun for somebody who's like maybe 4 or 5 and just learning words. It's so basically when you get to even the harder levels, there's still there's one like 5 or 6 letter word, and then there's like 4 3-letter words.
What?
Okay.
And they don't even use all the words that are possible, all the different combinations. You know, I'm typing in words and it's like, that is wrong. I'm like, but that's an actual word. And they're like, we don't care. That's not the word we picked. And I'm like, well, why not? And they're like, because we put as little effort as possible into this game.
Oh,
I'm like, all right, that makes sense. But the thing that really frustrated me more than anything, and this really got on my nerve, I never thought that a puzzle game this simple would get on my nerves so quickly. The long word that kind of starts the crossword puzzle in every single puzzle was in counterclockwise order. So
Really?
you start at one point on this wheel of words, and all you have to do is just do a circle, and boom, you've got the big word.
Oh.
Like, you don't even have to think. Like, you can just say, oh, okay, this, you know what I mean? Like, this looks like the word. It's not like you're going to the right and then up and then to down, and then you're not, you know, it's not like you're making like a star, you know, you're actually like just doing a circle every time. It required zero effort whatsoever.
Wow.
And also, they reuse the same words a ton in this game.
Oh. Are there a lot of levels in the game?
Yeah, let's see, I think there's like 10 levels or 10 stages with 25 levels each.
Holy hell. Wow, that's a lot of levels.
Wow.
Right. But still, like, when I'm seeing the same word or I'm using the same word 5 times in the same stage.
Right.
Like, when I'm seeing repeat words after like 3 or 4 different levels or whatever, it's just it's just frustrating, because it's a great concept and I love the idea of kind of mixing the jumble with a crossword puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
But this one just completely fell flat, and I was not too thrilled about it. So Wordify, if you want an entry-level word puzzle game for your kids or something, good choice. But if you like puzzle games and you like a challenge, no.
So you got it for 67 cents or something like that? Is that right?
Yeah.
What is it normally selling for? Do you know?
I think it's like $1.99 or something.
Okay. So it's not... Yeah.
But still, like, I could buy like 10 airheads for that much money.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And you could rearrange the letters in airheads and make ransom notes.
Exactly.
That's true. You're definitely more fun doing that too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's too bad.
That's okay. I buy it so you don't have to.
Yeah. That should be our motto of our podcast. Yeah. Have you been playing anything else?
Nope, just real heroes fighting fires.
Fighting fires. What about you, Jordan?
Yeah, for me, honestly, I spent most of my time playing Real Heroes Firefighter. I put in over 5 hours into that game. And other than that, I did start, I know you're going to talk about this one too, but I did start Spiritfarer, which is a new indie game that just came out. Yeah. And I'm already sold on this game so much. The art is wonderful. For those that don't know, the idea behind the game is that you're this person named Stella, and you've become the new fairy master for the dead and spirits and stuff like that. And so you basically have this ship that you will slowly upgrade. You'll like create farms on your ship and homes for the spirits and kitchens where you'll cook your ingredients. So it's kind of like part like Harvest Moon or Animal Crossing in a way, but on a ship. And you'll go to like your like inside your cabin, there's a location where you'll say where you want the ship to go next. And while it's going there, it doesn't fast travel. It takes time to get there. And so while it's going, you can, talk to the people on your ship, give them signs they want a hug or like specific food that they like. You can cook food, you can tend to your garden, you can fish off the back of your boat. So there's all the stuff that you do. And then there's little towns you can go to where you'll get like new blueprints, or you'll find some crates in the ocean that you'll jump off and get really quick so you can upgrade your ship and everything like that. I really, really like it so far. I've probably only played it for an hour or so at this point, but it's very relaxing. It's very calm. You have a little cat friend, and when you do things, you like form these magical, like if you're reaching in the oven, you just like Green Lantern some mitts onto your hands, and then you grab stuff out of the oven. When you're chopping down a tree, you and your cat do it together, and you actually move like back and forth to like cut down the tree with like a magical saw. It's really cool. It's really cute. And I can see it being one of those games, because the idea is that, you're helping these spirits. Basically, you're making them as happy as you can. And then ultimately they're going to continue on because you're just the ferryman. So I could see this game getting maybe a bit emotional, or depending on like what's going on in your life or something. Like it may be cathartic, or it may be sad, or just to see these spirits that Stella has known, at least the first couple, it's not really spoilers, known from your past life or family or something, and then having to say goodbye to them for good. I'm sold on this game so far. I really, really like it.
Yeah. I should ask, do you have any other games you want to talk about before?
No, go ahead and jump onto that one.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. So when I first saw this game, it was one of the games that they announced in that Indie World. Was that the title of that Indie World? Is that right?
Indie World Showcase, yeah.
And I saw that, and they called it like some kind of like, I don't know, like sim management or something like that. And I was like,
storage management is, I think, what they use as that classic phrase.
And I saw that, I'm like, no. Like at first, it kind of reminded me of like the Vault. Isn't that the game it's called? It's the Fallout mobile game where.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, I don't want to play this. This doesn't look good. And then I saw people streaming it, and I was like, oh, this is so cute. Like, this is not, it's not like just a sim management or whatever. This looks really cute. And so, yeah, I picked it up, and then I picked it up for my wife too. And we both been playing it, and we've been talking about it, and it's adorable. The game is so cute. And you go fishing, like you said. Oh man, I could spend the whole time just fishing.
You upgrade yourself. Like I just got the double jump. So it's like once you get more spirits on your ship, they'll hand you an obol, because since you're the ferry master, it's like you're basically taking over for, I don't know how you pronounce it in Greek, but it's like Karen or Sharon or whatever. You're basically taking over for him. And so it is like that Greek aspect where they hand you an obol, and then you use the obols to upgrade yourself. So now I have a double jump, which is really cool.
Yeah. And the graphics are really good.
The art is really, really good. I love it.
Yeah, I was just like watching this. I was streaming it. Phil, you were watching me stream it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Just absolutely gorgeous game. This is the same studio that came out with, and I'm going to mispronounce it, but is it Juntu or Juntu?
Oh, Jotun?
Jotun, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Another game that's on sale right now.
Yeah. And I'm actually when that game came out, the same thing. Like I looked at the art, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this art is just so amazing.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because that's what Norse mythology, right? So are they really into like this mythology? Is that like their thing? I wonder. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely loving this game. And
it's so relaxing, so calming.
It is, and it's one of these games like I can have my kids watch me play, right? And not feel like, oh, I don't know about this. Because you, like you said, you give these animals hugs. But the weird thing is, it doesn't really tell you. I mean, you just kind of wake up, and this is not spoilers. You wake up on a boat, and you're, I'm not sure how to pronounce it either, Sharon or Sharon or whatever, says, well, I'm done. This is my last day as the Spiritfarer, and you're taking over. So good luck. It's going to seem overwhelming, but you can do it. And then you're like, well, how did this even happen? How did I get here? And then your cat's along with you. Yeah, it's such a relaxing game. And it's I will say this, it's like perfect for this time that we're living in.
Oh, yep, 100%.
Love it. Yeah. So are you playing anything else, Jordan?
No, that's it.
The other game I will talk about then is another new game. Came out, I want to say last week sometime. Well, came out on the Switch last week. It's been out for a while on Steam. And this is cross-play, so you can play with people that have the Steam version of this game. I think it's Steam. I think it's Steam. It's Faeria. It is a card game. It's a strategy card game, but also like a board game as well. So who here has played Magic the Gathering?
Yep.
Okay. I know you haven't, Mike. Phil, have you played?
What kind of comment is that? How do you know I haven't played?
Because you told me you didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that bit.
Other than that, how did you have any idea?
Yeah.
No, I've never played Magic.
Okay. So Jordan. That Jordan and I, we're gonna have a little side conversation over here. No, so it's like Magic the Gathering. So you have different color cards. So you have green cards, which are like the forest cards. You have water cards, which are the blue cards, and fire cards, and then there's neutral cards. I think there's one more kind of card. I'm not sure. So instead of like putting down lands that you would in Magic and get mana that way, what you're doing is you're putting down lands on this board, and then you earn mana over time. But then based on, there's mana pools on this board as well. So you can have characters like standing next to the mana. You can have like one of your characters standing next to one of these mana pools. And then every round that it's your turn, if you have a character standing next to these mana pools, they'll collect from that mana pool. And then you use that mana pool to play cards. So give you an example. There might be a card that says you need 6 mana to be able to play this card. But you also need to have 2 forest pieces on the board to play this card as well. So you have to have both of those, obviously, to play that card. And then you have an opponent. So you have an opponent across from you, and then you lay these tiles down, and then you play your cards and there's strategy to it. And each card has like different effects and different abilities. Like there's a totem card that gives every character around it more health. There is some just instant cards that are like cause instant damage to things. And then your opponent has health, and then you got to send your characters off to attack your opponent. And there's different strategy to it. It's really good. I am really enjoying the game a lot. It just came out, so I bought it. It was on sale when I got it. I'm not sure what the cost is normally. I want to say it's like $20 or $25. I'm not quite sure, but I did get it on sale. And I did stream it a little bit, and I misspoke when I streamed it. I know, Mike, you were watching.
I was watching.
Yeah, I made a comment that, like you have to buy cards in this game.
Yes.
So you don't buy cards in the game. You can buy DLC packs in the game, which gives you additional cards and additional single-player missions. So there's, I think, 3 or 4 different DLC packs that you can buy, each ranging a little bit different. I think from like $6.99 to I want to say $10. I'm not quite sure. You can buy everything that includes all the DLC for $40. But what you do is you get missions, and then through those missions is how you can get different cards. So if you buy the base game, which I did, and then it automatically opens up the premium for you. And then the premium gives you a bunch of cosmetics that you can use in the game. And then some of the missions you have deal with cosmetics. So like there was one mission where, and each day is a different daily mission that you can play. And then that's how you can earn different different chests that have different cards in them. So like one of them was play 15 different characters. That was one mission. Another mission was modify one of your backing of your cards to a different backing. Which I unlocked because I bought the game and gave you automatically the premium and gave you a bunch of different skins for your back of your cards. So it's not a pay to win, but I do suspect that those DLCs will have better cards than the base game. The base game, if you're looking just to play a single player game, the base game gives you plenty to play with. So it's not like you have to go out and buy the DLCs. But I suspect if you want to play like the battle games against your friends, or if you want to do ranked games and there's seasons, there's esports on this. There's like a whole esports league in this whole thing. I suspect you'd probably want to get some of the other DLC packs that give you some more cards and different abilities, I guess, or something like that. But I love it. I mean, it's challenging though. I will say that. Like I'm playing through the single player mode and I'm like, wow, this is not easy. It plays a little like chess and a lot like Magic the Gathering.
Can you unlock cards just by playing and completing missions and advancing into levels and stuff like that too? Okay.
Yes. So that's how. So there's daily missions that you can do. But then there's also like if you just keep leveling up and playing through the game, you get cards that way too.
Okay.
So, if you if you like this kind of game, if you like strategy games, board games, card games, if you like Magic the Gathering, you're gonna love this game. And the artwork is fantastic. The artwork on the cards, it just screams Magic the Gathering. I mean, it's really good. The chess aspect, I was just gonna mention this. So the chess aspect is, I shouldn't say chess because it's not really. I just think of chess just because it's like the most basic strategy game. But what you can do is, like I said, how there's different lands. So you can throw down like not mountains, but like forest or mountains, or whatever. So you can throw down forest. So only forest characters can go through there. So you might want to put that in front of your. So if you have a green deck, so you can build your different decks. That's the other cool thing. You can build your different decks. And if you have a green deck, you can build forest in front of yourself. So that way, if your opponent doesn't have any forest cards, or forest characters, they're not going to be able to get to you. They'll have to figure out a different way to get to you. It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat how that plays out. Yeah, that's the other. I'm such a nerd this way. I love building decks. I love building Magic decks, and then just seeing how they play out. And you can do the same thing here. So it's like you can build a blue and a green deck. You can build a blue deck. You can build yellow. Yellow is like lightning or something like that, I think. You can build a red deck. You can build like a red and yellow deck. You can build a red and blue deck. You can do all these different things and mix them and match them and build the decks however you want. And then on their website, there are people that post, here's a deck that I made and I called it this. And then you can see the cards they put in their deck. And then you can, if you have those cards, you can also mimic that as well. So it's really, I don't know. I love that kind of stuff. I really like this game a lot. Yeah, that was a brand new game. So those are the games that I've been playing. I do want to briefly talk about the Indie World report and the sale that's going on because of that. So there was quite the showcase that they had of those games. Was there anything that jumped out at you guys when you saw that?
Oh yeah, like a whole bunch. One of the games, like I've always wanted to play Hades and never got around to it, from Supergiant, who did Transistor and Bastion, on sale now. Which, acting like I'm doing PR for them,
That was a hell of a plug.
Yeah.
I love those games and this developer, so I'm fine kind of shilling for them a little bit. But Hades looks awesome. It's one of those games that I think it's been in early access on PC or something for a while, but it's going to come to Switch, which is great. There's really cool, like one called Card Shark that is like gambling in like 18th century Europe. And the art's really cool. I don't even know fully what that game's about, but I just know that it looks amazing, so I want it. Yeah. There's one where you're doing like a bed and breakfast and you're a bear. Like there was so much cool stuff shown that honestly I just want.
Are you sure that wasn't just Goldilocks?
It may be. Who knows? That's the twist.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah. I feel the same way. Mike or Phil, we'll start with you, Mike. Did you see it as well?
I saw some parts of it. The thing that excited me the most were multiple geese.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was that?
Co-op Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah. You got a problem with the geese?
Well, you weren't on the episode when I kind of poo-pooed on the Goose Game, were you?
That wasn't your bad mood episode, was it? No, that wasn't the bad mood.
That was a different bad mood.
That's
episode.
No, Mike. I put so much. I don't know that game. Okay, I'm not going to get into it again. No, the game had. I am going to get into it. Never mind.
We're about to have Roger crap all over something else in a second, anyways.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah,
I stopped myself.
This is just a warm up here. That's what this is. The game had a lot of hype, Mike. I don't know if it lived up to that hype. After playing it, and I sat and played it for a while. I probably put like 3 hours just sitting down, and after 3 hours, I said, "What the hell am I doing? What the hell am I doing with my life? What the hell?"
After that game?
Yeah, only after.
That's when the epiphany happened. Roger got reincarnated as a goose from a deer and decided to figure, what the hell did I do with my life?
I was going to say that gave me more of a spiritual reflection of my life than Deer God did. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I will say I think the two goose maybe might be fun to play that multiplayer because.
Yeah, it'd be fun to mess around.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah.
Get somebody running interference then.
Exactly. One distraction.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, got a whole like Velociraptor situation going there.
Yeah.
Did they say it was gonna be online multiplayer or was it just
No, I can't. I highly doubt that it's
Yeah.
online.
I agree.
Yeah.
I doubt it too. I was just curious if they said anything about that. So
But the other things that interested me were Subnautica. That's a really good game, especially if you have a fear of water.
yeah, I won't be
Like-
playing that.
Like I'm not saying like, oh my god, water, like deep water, like
Oh yeah, I have
Yeah.
I have a deep fear of deep
Roger
water.
has a deep fear
Yeah.
of deep water.
Yeah, I won't be
Yeah, I've
playing.
seen people say that it's basically a horror game, and so I'm like, nah, no thanks.
Yeah, underwater.
Yeah.
Nope.
it's yeah, like it gets pretty intense the further down you go, because there you gotta conserve air, and you can do things like build like underwater like structures and like extend your air hose and stuff, but like when you start going down deep into that water and it
No.
starts getting really dark,
Yeah,
No.
thanks.
ugh,
I do
It's
love
awesome.
my air hose though. My air hose.
everybody loves a good air hose.
Well,
Yeah.
I like the idea of just building things and then just be able to like just chill down there and not do anything like not go any
Yeah.
deeper. Just be like, okay, this is deep enough.
Yeah.
You're 6 feet under. Yep. That's
I'm
far
good.
enough. That's far enough.
I would just stay on the surface. Forget that. 6 feet's even too far down.
Jordan snorkeling.
Ever since, I'll share a quick story. When I was 15, I went out to Panama City for a vacation over the summer, and my buddy and I rented a jet ski, and we were both riding on the jet ski, and he made a sharp turn, and I went flying off of it.
Ooh.
I was having fun though; it didn't hurt me or anything.
Okay.
But the moment I landed in the water in the Gulf of Mexico, every
Mm.
single shark movie I've ever seen came flooding back to my memory.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks.
So I'm not a big fan of deep water. But then the other one, actually, I was thinking about picking this one for the switching on a budget game, but I decided against it. Was that game A Short Hike?
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
bought
yeah.
that. I've heard amazing things about that game.
Really?
Just, like amazing games. I'm so excited to play it.
And it's like $6 or something like that, right? It's like really cheap, right? Yeah. Yeah. No, I thought the same thing. I think Spiritfarer, I thought looked interesting, but again, like the way they described it, I was just like, but then I'm glad I picked it up. I am super excited about Hades. I am going to pick that game up. I know, Mike, you're not going to get that game because it's a roguelike.
Don't say it. Don't you say it.
It's too late.
It's too late. It's out of the bag. But the animation in that game looked really good, didn't it?
Oh yeah, they always nail their art. Like it's always gorgeous.
Yeah. I just was like, oh my goodness, that looks so good. I was trying to think if there was anything else. I don't know. The Card Shark one, I think that was the other one that I was just like, wow, this looks so cool and it's so different.
Yeah.
So like, and that you could like come up with all these tricks of like how to like cheat and stuff like this is so cool. Like, yeah, I don't know. That looked so fun, and I was just like, oh, please be the game that's like, and it's available right now. But
Right.
it wasn't. So
No.
I think that even said 2021 before that one's available, right?
I think so. Same thing with Subnautica. Early 2021 is the plan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like, what was it? I think it was called like Evergate or something like that, or something. See, I call it that because now I'm thinking of Spiritfarer because I know that one's called Evergate. But there was like another, it was something Gate. I thought something. It looked like the Wisp one. What is that called? The one that
Ori?
was Ori.
Ori.
Yeah, it kind of looked like that one. That one I thought looked interesting. It was a puzzle game, and I was like, it looks cool. I don't know. I played. I think I've had my fill for puzzle games for a while, so I'm like, I think I'll just pass on that one. But it looked good. It looked cute. Yeah, it's just so refreshing to see all the different kind of indie games that are out there are coming out. So
Yep.
cool. All right. Any other thoughts before we move on to our switching on a budget game?
Now let's get to it.
All right,
Yep,
here we
let's
go.
get down and dirty.
So the switching on the budget game.
Hold on, I'm still taping my fists.
Oh, God. Phil, this is your pick,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to go last. I'm going to read my review. because I read it today, and I was like, yep, this is pretty much spot on. So, Phil, I'll let you introduce the game. You can read.
I wish I had the notes in front of me. I don't have the notes in front of me on it.
Okay, that's okay.
I can give the easy, simplified version.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So our switching out of budget game was Real Heroes Firefighter, where you play as a rookie firefighter, go through training using various tools and utensils to fight and put out fires with all of your comrades in the fire station.
Mm-hmm.
It's about as simplified as it gets for what it's actually about, right?
Yeah, that's about. Also, we should say that this game originally was out on Wii.
Yeah, I didn't realize that when I picked it at the time.
Yes.
But we should just say that before we get into conversations, this is originally about 8 years old now.
Fair enough. That is that's a fair.
Just saying.
That's a fair point.
And it was on the Jordan. I think I'm okay.
Huh?
Interested. Nothing. I just made an observation there.
Okay.
So yeah, it's 8 levels long. I don't really know how to talk about this game without giving away my feelings on it, because I've got a feeling this could be an entire Dear God situation again, because breaking news, I'm a chef. I thoroughly enjoy playing with fire, and I like things that are super cheesy. This game was super cheesy and filled with fire. I'm sold. What else do I need? The gameplay in it doesn't suck by any stretch of the imagination. You're putting out fires.
The worst part interesting.
The art's super interesting. It's got that weird
comic booky in a way.
Yep. And it plays well enough. Like, it controls like an FPS where you're shooting water instead of bullets. And you're putting out fires, rescuing civilians, and preventing buildings from collapsing.
And
Dialogue
every level is different. Like, you're going to different places. It's not all just houses.
Yep. Dialogue is absolutely cheesy. Unfortunately, when you're like in a level, the dialogue's super repetitive, where they're just like, hey, I'm still over here.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm still here. Are you going to put this fire out? And it's the same person repeating the same thing every 15 seconds, which is super obnoxious and annoying. I'm a big fan of music as well, and the music in it's very repetitive and not really too fitting. But I can honestly say that I completely enjoyed the gameplay and playing the game.
Yep. I can say that, and I'm sorry, you're gonna have to bleep me here, Roger. I love this game. I love Real Heroes Firefighter. I went into it not expecting to. I love this game.
It's a really good time.
It doesn't do anything crazy, but everything it does, I feel like it just does well. Like, putting out the fires is very simple, but it's very satisfying. You have your hose that you can turn on, and it has 2 modes, one for when you're closer up that does like a scatter spray, and one that's like for longer distances. Some of the missions are actually really cool. Like, I'm in one right now where I'm in a medieval theme park, and I'm going through like
I think that's the last level.
Oh, well, there. I got to the last level then, and I'm in a medieval theme park, and I'm going through the rides, trying to like save people that are still like locked on the rides and stuff. I did one that was like in a museum, and there was dinosaur bones and a massive sun from the solar system, and I was putting that out. I went into a movie theater. It was great. It was all varied. The dialogue was cheesy and perfect for this type of game. I loved this game. I loved it.
Okay.
Thank you, Jordan. Thank you. I had a feeling we were on the same page.
Mike,
I plan on finishing this game.
Oh, I am too. Right after we finish this, I'm going back to the final level, and I'm going to beat it.
Mike, please be the voice of reason here.
Oh, I'll be the voice of reason, all right.
Oh, no.
This game was actually pretty good.
Oh, God.
Oh,
God.
The thing is, I was in the movie theater level, and I actually stopped in the middle of the fire just to look at all the movie posters and the movie shows. And I'm like, and I see one called Jury versus the Spider, and I'm like, I want to see a game called Jury versus the Spider now. It's you're right, it's absolutely cheesy. I gotta say, like, I would hate being a firefighter in this game because the people you rescue are so inconsiderate. And
They
so,
really
they're
are.
the smallest flame in the entire world. You've got everything else put out except for this one flame. They stand there like, you got to put out this fire before I move. And I'm like, bro, walk around it.
yeah.
That was the one annoying thing with those missions.
Yeah, and they're just like, so it's about time you got here, or you rescue them. You got to get me out of here. Just, the exit's right over there. Just go. But I will say this. I actually played this game a little bit differently. I went to download it, and I realized that I was a day too late to get the game. Switching out budget sound. So I took a trip to my local GameStop.
You played it on the Wii?
Interestingly enough, they had a used copy for the Wii. Not just a used copy, a full copy, instruction manual and everything.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
So I actually played the Wii version,
Oh,
You know, actually, the Wii version got really good reviews. I'll say that.
Oh,
Which version should have too? Funny how that works.
Yeah, putting out fires already, right, Roger?
Uh-huh.
I will say the graphics. I watched some playthroughs of the Switch version, and the graphics. Oh my god, what a difference!
Really?
Yeah, they didn't have that comic booky or that cell.
They weren't cell shaded looking.
No.
Oh.
It looked like a PlayStation 2 game.
Wow.
But they did a great job with the motion controls, like using the axe and using the crowbar and
the saw. Did you actually get to move like along with the saw and tilt it and all that kind of good stuff with the motion
you had to
controls?
tilt it and kind of
honestly, that's awesome.
Put it in the,
I do wish that the Switch version did have the motion controls for like little tilts on the like hose when you're spraying it and stuff. I do wish.
I was gonna ask you guys about that because you guys tend to play more in handheld mode, where I always play on the big screen.
That did not exist.
And I was wondering if any of that kind of, or like if you just had the two Joy-Cons in your hand.
Yes.
Are they called Joy-Cons? Yeah, but that didn't do anything either. That's too bad.
I didn't try that, but yeah, it was disappointing.
No, I didn't have any motion controls.
You still gonna read the review and tell all three of us how awful this game is?
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm just
for
waiting
the praise to die down.
Yeah, I'm waiting for this fanfare to settle down, and then I'm gonna slap a reality sticker on all of you guys.
Yeah,
also, how many firefighter games have you played in your life? How many?
One.
Yeah,
only one.
There needs to be more.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
Did you ever play the one that was on the PlayStation 2 that was actually the test engine for Metal Gear Solid 2?
No.
Oh.
It's called like FD 2029 or something like that.
I've heard about that. Yeah, but no, I never played it.
I'd imagine it's pretty rare to find, but it's well worth playing through. It's another firefighter game, and it's got boss battles. Kind of like this one sort of had boss battles too, but like this one had boss battles, and it was...
There is a boss battle at the end of this game.
There was a couple throughout the stages too.
I mean,
but like
Jordan, you'll see what I'm talking about.
2 stages.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. There needs to be more firefighter games.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I think there should be good firefighting games, but yeah, absolutely.
This was 8 years ago.
That's true. All right. Do you guys want to hear? Are you guys ready for the reality?
I'm gonna tune out, but yeah, you can talk.
Yeah, go ahead and be that 25% and be like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Hey, listeners, you can skip ahead 4 minutes into the episode right now, and we'll catch you on the other side. All right, take care. We'll see you in a few minutes.
We'll give you the cliff notes, guys.
We'll see you in a few minutes. All right.
Okay. So I'm gonna just read it verbatim right from my review. I can't even talk. Real Heroes Firefighters is a first-person shooter. Yes, you read that correctly. First developed for the Wii, it has had different ports, with the newest arriving on the Nintendo Switch. So did you know that there was actually different ports for the game too? The game starts with an optional tutorial. You probably don't need to go through the tutorial, as most of the actions are pretty straightforward. You select your items using directional buttons, the crowbar to open doors, the axe is used to chop wood objects, the fire extinguisher and the hose are to put out fires, obviously. There are a few additional tools that you pick up and use. Most are self-explanatory, except for one, the dreaded buzzsaw. And it's not that it's difficult to figure out. It looks pretty simple to master. You pick up the buzzsaw and hit the right shoulder button to cut. However, cutting on the line is a bit tricky. I don't know. At least I found it was tricky.
What? Yeah, no, fair enough.
Okay.
I'll agree with that. I
had that problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that pretty much sums up the whole game. But there just seems to be something a little off with the game. Graphically speaking, the game looks good. See, look at that. The art style looks like a graphic novel with the automatopoeias to boot, because it has like whoosh and all those other fun things. The locations are well done too. You'll be putting out fires at factories, movie theaters, museums. There are plenty of different scenarios that are all that you're called to, and the game pulls it off nights. I can't even write. The game pulls it off nicely with no issues with rendering or lag.
This is a glowing review so far.
Yeah. And the game utilizes the voice acting skills of Michael Jace, John DiMaggio, James Marsters. Is that how you pronounce it?
Marston?
You don't know who James Marsters is. I'm going to be very...
Marsters?
John Marston?
Yeah, that's what I kept saying.
John Marston's in it?
He is. Jeanette Goldstein and Jamie Kennedy, and all the actors do a great job. These actors make up the crew you fight fires with. But the problem is, you don't ever really feel like you're part of the group. No one really interacts with you. The characters talk at you, but you don't have options to interact back with them. Case in point, after one of the missions, you return back to the fire station and you witness a conversation between two of the crew members. One member is accusing the other of eating their sandwich. But that's all you are doing, observing. You can't interact with the other characters. You can't even walk around the fire station.
The guy responds with a mouthful of sandwich saying, no real what you're talking about. Like, it's humorous background gibberish is all that is.
Pastrami with mustard. Who wouldn't take your sandwich if you had pastrami with mustard?
Yes, but my point is, it's all revolving around, you don't have to be there. You're a meaningless person in this whole game. Anyway.
Except you put out all the fires.
Oh, let me keep
literally all of them. You save all the people.
Yeah.
Without you, so many people die.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. All right. Another example is when the crew is talking to each other and they mention you, and one of the characters makes a statement, not to pick on the rookie. Hey, that's me. I'm sitting right here is what you want to say, but you can't. You just have to sit there and listen to them talk. And because of this, you never really feel like you're part of the game. Let me continue.
I will say that's fair enough. And I think that would have been something added in a sequel had they been allowed to do a sequel.
Okay. The writing on the game is bad. One of the missions, you save a factory worker.
It's great.
By the way, there are a lot of escort missions in this game. So if that's not your thing, stay clear. He makes a statement. Hey, can you save my friend? He owes me $20.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's the reason he wants to be saved.
Here's the deal.
Let me finish, and then I'll let you talk.
I just want to justify that statement.
All right, go ahead.
I've got my gambling friends that I work with, and if the building was to go up in flames, I would jokingly say the exact same thing too, especially about my friend Ryan. Like, if the building was burning and I kind of thought we were going to be okay-ish, I'd be like, yo, go grab Ryan. That dude owes me $50 from the soccer tournament still. And, like, Ryan would be over there surrounded by burning embers and just drop an F you, Phil, and continue to laugh as the firefighters came charging at him. Like, that's just kind of banter. That's workplace banter, man.
Okay. So it's funny, I will say this, that you shared that clip, and my daughter saw it because she was looking over my shoulder, and she was like, that's the reason that he wanted to save his friend? I'm like, you get it. Thank you.
Wait till she has gambling buddies, then she'll understand.
Yeah, $20 is $20, man.
That's what I said.
That's the reason he wants to be saved, not because he's another human being, because he owes you $20. And
it was funny.
And when you do save his friend, the first thing the character asks if he can get his $20 back. Maybe you didn't notice, but the building is on fire. Another example, you hear on the intercom that there is a gas leak upstairs, and there is chatter between the male character and female character. Don't ask me their names. Never got attached to them. The male character says, getting too hot for you, darling. The female character makes some snarky comeback about how she needs to save them all the time. And I'm thinking, this is the most dysfunctional group of idiots. We're all going to die.
Yeah. It's great. I love that they were dysfunctional.
Super cheese, man.
I get what the writer's intentions were. They were trying to make it feel like a drama, but it just fell flat. I didn't really feel it didn't feel real at all because of all that. I never felt that it was in any real danger. It all seemed like one big inside joke, and I wasn't part of it. Speaking of flat, when your character speaks, and he does very little of it, he's so dull. There is no emotion in his voice. It's almost like the actor recorded a bunch of lines but didn't understand the situation. Did you guys not get that?
I do wish that they just honestly would have done a silent protagonist for this, because it was weird. The 5 lines that you did say throughout the game was kind of weird, and I was like, oh wait, was that me speaking? That's strange. Yeah. They either should have added another 50 lines for you to say, or just gone silent protagonist, and I think I would have preferred the latter.
So here's where, so the writing aside, here's the rest of this that I had problems with. So the missions are all basically the same. Go into a building burning, save a bunch of people, put out fires, listen to the nonsense that your teammates are saying, get out. The game itself isn't bad, but the fact that you have to listen and put up with the crew you are part of makes the game much less fun. There are a few puzzles that you need to figure out in the game. The puzzles are pretty basic, but if you don't do the puzzles the way the game was designed, then you won't be able to beat the puzzle. There is no room for ingenuity. Wow, cannot talk. An example of this is when you come across a gas line. There are flames shooting out. There are 4 leaks total, and the leaks alternate firing. 2 will fire for the short pause. The next 2 will fire. Your gamer instincts tell you to get past the first leak, wait, then run the next one, wait, and so on until you get through the area. Throw those instincts aside because the game wants you to run just straight through without waiting for any pauses.
I stopped. I paused.
You did?
I did too. Yeah, going down the elevator shaft.
Yeah.
I paused too, and I died. And I tried it 10 times, and every freaking time I died.
Paused
You were
and got
too high
through
or
my
too
first
low.
try.
Yeah, I got through my first time as well.
Wow. I don't know. I just felt, I don't know. It was an awful feeling that I had when you have a plan in place, but it doesn't seem to work because you finally realize you just have to do what the game designer wants you to do. I gave it a C-. Visually, the game looks great, and at its core, there's something cool happening here, but the game still falls flat. It's like the game designer and the writers weren't talking to each other. It's frustrating because this could have been a really great game. The voice actors outside of your own character do a wonderful job. It's just that the game designers forgot to put you in the mix. With the other options out there to play, save yourself the $15 and spend it on something else.
Hey, viewers, welcome back. Just a quick recap of Roger's, glowing review. Honestly, he said a lot of very positive things.
Yeah.
And the only thing he really didn't like was the banter between the teammates.
Which is great. So,
and he said it's repetitive because you're a firefighter running into fiery buildings and saving
true.
people. What the do you think a firefighter does, Roger?
Whoa. Oh, man, God, I'm going to use a lot of coins this week, I guess.
I told you, man, I was taping up the fist. I'm going to war for this one.
Yeah.
You're the odd one out on this one, Roger.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so.
This game was well worth $3.
Okay. Well,
so
worth
much.
$3.
Let me ask
I'd
you.
even 15? Yeah,
would
I'd
you
probably
spend
still be
15?
content
Really?
at 15.
Okay. All right.
Honestly, yeah. With how much fun I've had with it, if you just go in being like, this is going to be dumb and silly and cheesy, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, okay. I guess.
I think if you go in with the right mindset, you will enjoy it way more than going in assuming that you are going to get this big drama firefight.
Yeah, man, it's not a AAA game. You're not playing Rescue Me, the video game. You're out there putting out
exactly.
fires.
But he has big names for their voice acting. Come on.
I wouldn't go that
And
far.
they voice act. James Marsters is a huge name, damn it. Sorry, he was Spike in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I will stand up for anything having to do with Buffy.
Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. I mean, no, you know what? That's what this show is about, right? Is that we can discuss the games, and 3 out of the 4 people have really bad.
We can all agree who's wrong, and we decided this week that it's Roger. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to all go to. I want you to go to that review that Roger wrote, and I want you to leave a scathing review of his review.
You can.
And then go buy this game. And what is it on?
It's on GamerheadsPodcast.com.
There you go. Go there. Give him clicks, fine, but then tell him why he's wrong, and then go buy this game and have fun with it, and then leave us a review for this podcast and talk about how much you loved this game. This is now a firefighter podcast. We talk about nothing else except this game. We're going to play it every week and delve deeper into this game.
No.
The lore, the backstory, the characters.
So let me get this straight. We're now all about firefighters and sniping skiers. This podcast is
And
the
dear
greatest
God.
thing that ever happened.
Yes.
Oh, no, I'm the only one that stood up for Dear God.
Sorts of stuff.
Oh boy. Anyway, well,
We'll do a Kickstarter for a sequel too.
Yeah, honestly,
Oh,
yeah,
I
let's
will
start
gladly
it.
fund that. Hell yeah.
Oh,
I'll
my
throw
gosh.
100 their way for that.
Roger, the funny thing to me about this is you say that the game is absolute S-word, but
Yeah.
then you come out with 3 paragraphs worth of glowing stuff to
It's true.
say about it. Like, absolute S-word means it's unplayable, broken garbage. Where this game was far from that.
No,
man.
it wasn't.
This game
It's not broken. It's not a broken game. I will
I
say
mean,
it's
it
not a
crashed
broken
on me
game.
once, but I'm assuming that's just because I'm basically a professional firefighter.
Yeah.
The game got too hot from all the fires, so it just shut down.
Yep.
That's right.
There
It
you
was
go.
like, we can't take this.
No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, a C- is not terrible. It's not great.
No, I wouldn't say
This
it's
game
terrible.
deserves better. I
Hashtag
would care
justice for
nothing
real heroes.
underneath a B+.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'd gladly give this game a B+.
Okay. Well, no, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair. Yeah, I
What are
don't
we
know.
playing next?
Yeah, what are we? Let's move on. Thank you. What are we playing? next?
Mike, what is Roger going to hate next week?
Jeez, now I'm afraid to say what it is.
No, you shouldn't be. 3 of us agreed this week.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
it's true.
So I'm actually going to give the description before I give the name of the game because
Ooh.
the name of the game is so different from the description. I think we'll all get a good chuckle out of it.
All right.
So
Yes.
I'll start off. So this game is right now on sale until September 2nd. It's 49 cents on the eShop.
Ooh.
Amazing.
Yes, 90% off.
Okay.
According to, and I never realized they had this in Deku deals. The main story takes about 8 hours to beat, but if you're a completionist, it'll take you about 21 hours.
Wow.
That's a big jump. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So here we go. Here's the story. Mary Elizabeth Riley is set to be wed to Sir Charles Gilbertworth on the eve of her 21st birthday. She's reluctant as the marriage was arranged, and she does not feel it's the time or the place, or the man for that matter. She, as a growing number of women her age, want to make something more out of herself, and becoming a housewife is not exactly what she had in mind. It gets better.
Okay.
Right before the ceremony, the groom goes missing.
Uh-oh.
Mary Elizabeth would be fine with this, but the thing is, he disappeared in her family's mansion, and if he's not found, the game might fall on her mother. Or the blame might fall on her mother.
The game.
Oh, my head.
Where'd that game come from? There's also the matter of, well, the supernatural. It seems there's more to this folk story than she believed.
Oh.
And here's some of the features. Nearly 300 levels to complete.
Wow.
60 in story mode and over 200 unique mystery challenges.
Wow.
Search for the clues to find your missing fiancé and discover the Riley family heritage. Intriguing story with a paranormal twist. Innovative gameplay mechanics and powerful power-ups to aid you in your quest.
What?
Beat high scores and complete special objectives to unlock trophies. Defeat supernatural creatures and ghosts in terrifying match 3 encounters.
What? This sounds
Just
amazing.
give me the name already. I want it downloading on my Switch already.
All right, the
game.
terrifying match 3 encounters was just a hanging curveball where I went, what in the
I
F did
told
this
you,
picture
that's
just
why
throw at me?
Well, when you first started describing it, I was thinking, okay, this is like one of those like Myst types games, and then there's high score. I'm like, okay, that's weird. And then that's 3. I'm like,
it's going to be some kind of like puzzle questy game, and I've got a feeling it's going to be great. Go for it, Mike. Drop it on us.
So this game is called the Mahjong Huntress.
ooh, this
All
sounds
right.
amazing.
So I don't know if you guys ever played like Mahjong before.
Yeah.
I know there's like a couple different versions, but this is like the matching one where you have to match the tiles to get rid of them and just basically get rid of all the tiles.
Okay.
And
Man.
that's it. And there's more to, it's 49 cents, you know.
I'm pretty stoked about this 49 cents.
Yeah.
Yep, I just said stoked.
It's a Mahjong game with a story.
What was the title? Mahjong what?
Huntress.
Huntress. Okay.
I have no idea how to play Mahjong, but Mike, for
I
you,
don't
I'm
either,
willing to
don't
learn.
Oh yeah, no, it's really easy. It's just basically you match 2 tiles. It's like a whole bunch of tiles, like domino type tiles, stacked on top of each other, and you have to find matching ones. And when you find 2 that match, it gets rid of them, and the goal is to clear the board. The thing is, there's multiple of the same picture on each. So there's like 4 of each style. So there's 4 tiles. So you got to make sure you pick the right 2 that match. Otherwise, you can't get to the ones underneath it.
Oh, okay.
So it's very easy to pick up and play.
Did you guys look this game up at all?
Not
I
yet.
already bought it.
There's a werewolf on the cover.
There is.
That's what did it for me. That's what did it for
I'm
me.
so sold.
Yep.
Actually, this doesn't look bad at all. I'm kind of intrigued by this game. It can't be any worse than the last game we played.
3 out of 4 game players disagree.
That is true.
So I will say this. Doctors used to say that smoking was good for you. So I mean, there's always
Hold on, I can't hear you. I'm lighting one up.
there's always the voice of reason out there somewhere. All
Sorry,
right.
I can't hear you. I'm putting out fires right now, like a cool dude.
Don't mind me. I'm just saving lives.
Yeah.
No, this looks good. This looks cool. I'm excited to play this game. So 49 cents. So normally it's $4.99. So very cool. Yeah, we should have a little high score challenge between us to see who can get the best scores in this game too. That'd be pretty fun.
There we go.
Cool. All right. So they'll be next week. So I'm looking forward to that. All right. Before we go, let's tell people how they can get a hold of us, and we'll start with you, Mike. How can people get a hold of you?
You can find me on Twitter at TCThrowers and at twitch.tv/TCThrowers.
Nice. And then Wednesday nights is
Wednesday nights. Yep, Wednesday nights, 8:00. The Controller Throwers podcast. You can also find it right here on GamerHeadsPodcast.com.
That's right. It's along with the Real Heroes Firefighter review.
The Real Heroes Firefighter cast.
I think we should probably all go leave comments on that.
You've been the only people that ever commented on any of my reviews. So
we should get the devs on the next episode too.
Yes, we should.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
They would thank us so much.
Too. Yeah, they would love that. Phil, how can people get a hold of you?
You can reach me on Twitter at bnow23, and I'm trying my best to be a little bit more active on that account since I'm typically not very.
Okay, nice. And Jordan, how can people get a hold of you?
You can also find me on Twitter at Cryptic Jordan.
Nice. And then listeners, you can find us on Twitter. You can find us at Focus Nindie or at Gamerheads PC. You can also find us on the internet at gamerheadspodcast.com, where you can listen to this show or shows like the Controller Throwers, Bells and Roses podcast, a Animal Crossing podcast, and also the Real Dudes podcast is located there as well. And one last thing, I'll plug the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/gamerheadspodcast. And Monday nights is when I stream Nindie games. So we talk about these Nindie games, and then I stream them. I call them my Monday night Nindies. So you can watch that at 8 o'clock Central Time. And then one last thing, we still do have open submissions for anybody that wants to give a review of any games. We can read them online, any Nindie games, I should say, and we'll read them on the show. And you'll be entered in for a drawing for a $10 eshop gift card at the end of the month. So
what do they have left? 11 days then?
Yeah, about 11 days, right? Because by the time this launches, So.
At that point it'll be 9ish, 10ish. I don't know math.
Yeah. So. Cool. All right, Mike. Thank you so much for joining us this week.
Thank you.
And Jordan, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Always.
And Phil, thank you. Did you decide if you're happy to join us, Phil?
I support my local fire department.
Yeah, Roger. Why do you hate the fire department so much?
Oh my gosh. I just don't like games that are poorly written. So Phil,
kick ass.
Phil, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for putting up with me.
And listeners, thank you so much for giving us a listen. Again, if you like what you hear, give us a review. We'd love to hear what you have to say about the show. With that, until next week, stay safe and game on. We'll talk to you then. See ya.
So long.
Pro tip, they do give don't start fire tips in between the loading screens.
They do that too.
Firefighters. When we say stay
water
safe
on a grease fire.
Yeah, when we say stay safe, just don't start your house on fire, and also
this
social
game
distance and all that kind of good stuff. It'll save your life.
Yeah, it'll save your life someday.
Buy this game to save your life.
Yeah.
Bye.
Goodbye.